Let's kiki on this interesting story. So when they say symbols matter, well, Delray Beach proves it. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis and his FDOT buddies tried to erase rainbow crosswalks, right? Calling them unsafe. But Vice Mayor Rob Long wasn't having it. With a fiery speech, he convinced city commissioners to keep their Pride intersection, one honoring Pulse nightclub victims since 2021. And guess what? Studies show that painted intersections actually make streets safer. So, no, Secretary Sean Duffy, rainbow colors aren't killing drivers. This fight isn't about safety, it's about erasure. So Pride stays right where it belongs, okay? Delray Beach defies DeSantis, and we've got a video for you. Watch this.
When do we stand our ground, and when do we surrender without even a conversation? So on July 23rd, it was announced that a decision was made administratively that our Pride intersection will be removed, quote unquote, in the coming days, in response to a Florida Department of Transportation memorandum about painted crosswalks. This was not a commission decision. We have not seen a formal enforcement letter from the Florida Department of Transportation. And other cities, like West Palm Beach, have negotiated solutions, including relocating their Pride symbol before its removal. We have not done that. Beyond its symbolic weight to the LGBTQ+ community, the Pride intersection has a practical benefit. Studies show that painted intersections significantly improve safety. A Bloomberg-funded asphalt art safety study across 17 sites nationwide found a 50% reduction in crashes involving pedestrians or cyclists and a 37% drop in injury crashes, and a notable increase in drivers yielding to pedestrians. Let's be honest. We all know this is not about traffic safety. This is political. It's part of the same culture war climate where symbols of inclusion are targeted precisely because they represent acceptance. It's about erasing the visibility of our LGBTQ+ people at the same time when their rights are again under direct threat. Just this week, the U.S. Supreme Court was asked to overturn Obergefell versus Hodges, the landmark decision guaranteeing marriage equality in this country. We cannot pretend this is unrelated. Delray Beach has long prided itself on protecting and celebrating our marginalized communities. That's not just branding, it's part of our civic identity. Symbols matter. They tell our residents, visitors, and especially our youth that they are seen, valued, and safe here. Removing our Pride intersection without commission consensus and without a plan to preserve that symbol elsewhere sends the wrong message at the wrong time. If we're going to comply with the FDOT's direction, we should do so after the FDOT issues a formal written directive to the city and after we identify and approve a new prominent location for our Pride symbol, as West Palm Beach did. That's the minimum respect that our community deserves.
Woohoo! Delray Beach defies DeSantis and keeps Pride crosswalk, at least for now. And what are we all talking about? So when I came across this video, first of all, big shout out going out to Julie Seaver over at Compass Community Health. I love you, Julie. You're amazing. She had reposted this commission meeting, right? And I had never heard of Rob Long till then, but trust me, I will never ever forget that name ever again, right? He's the vice mayor over in Delray Beach, and before I used to know Delray Beach for just having great eateries, a really cool downtown, and a lot of rehabs, right? But not anymore. Now Delray Beach is standing out in a big way, right? Rob Long wasn't gonna have it. He wasn't going to have it. He noticed that quietly overnight, crosswalks like the one in front of Pulse that honored all those that were lost in Orlando were quietly painted over, right? And, he saw that FDOT was beginning to do these things in a shady way and in an out front, in your face kind of way, right? Just painting over crosswalks like if we never existed, like if they didn't honor us, like if they didn't call as safe spaces for LGBTQ+ community, which they do, and he wasn't having it. He was like, wait a minute. But he went about it in the way that it needs to be, right? With facts, right? Instead of force. He was like, okay, well, let me bring a couple of things to your attention, right? These crosswalks, they don't add to any kind of hazards, right? They actually help to not cause hazards because you see the colorful crosswalks way before your car even gets near the intersection, right? And he brought facts and he brought figures and he brought statistics, right? That was exactly how you fight this kind of just illicit evil towards our community. How does a crosswalk affect you, right? If you're a cisgendered straight person, it really doesn't. For us, for our queer youth, for our trans folks, for everyone in between, it makes us feel seen for a second, right? It makes us feel safe for a second when the world around us doesn't, right? And you want to take that away from us. Well, Rob Long was like, hell no, right? And again, he did it the right way. It was like, yeah, you want to just paint over this, or you want to just do away with this LGBTQ plus representation, but there is considerate protocol that needs to happen, right? We haven't heard from FDOT when it comes to certain things that need to happen, and so we're just not going to jump all over and just paint it over. Other places have found other locations for the rainbow crosswalks or for the commemorative murals or whatever it might be. Delray hadn't done that yet, and for that reason, Rob Long was like, we're not. Until we make this happen and go through the correct protocols, until we find a safe space to maybe move this crosswalk, if we get to this point, we're not going to do anything, right? When in doubt, we're not going to do anything. And I so appreciated that, Rob Long for future positions, Rob Long to continue to fight for these rights that they're human rights. We're not asking for anything else aside from that, right? And you just want to take away things that matter to us, things that make us smile, things that make us feel seen. So I, for one, was so appreciative of Rob Long and him standing up for us and doing the right thing. These crosswalks are they're under attack. They're under attack in Miami Beach. We have one on Fort Lauderdale Beach. There's one in Key West. We've got them all throughout. And big kudos going out to the folks up there in Orlando. It rained all past weekend. And once they painted over the crosswalk honoring the Pulse victims, people went out there on their hands and knees and drew the crosswalk back in chalk, right? And as sad as it was to see the rain wash the chalk away, they came back the next day and filled it again. Right? Then somebody came and painted over the crosswalk in black and white overnight. Then they came back the next day and put some more chalk on top, right? That is how we are. We're resilient. You might push us down, but we're going to get back up. And we're going to come back up more colorful and more fabulous than ever. So watch out for us. You may be threatening our crosswalks, right? But you can't take away our fight, and you can't take away our souls, and you can't take away who we love. We will always be who we are. So Rob Long, I send you a big shout out from not too far away, a little south here in Fort Lauderdale. Thank you for all you do. To all the Rob Longs out there, we see you. We see you fighting for us. To the Scott Newtons and to the Chris Caputos and to all the local folks, Brocky and Rowley and all you folks who fight for us here. Dean Trentellis, who has been on TV almost every single day fighting for our crosswalks. We say thank you, and we see you, and we won't stop fighting. We will not stop fighting. And this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the